Kathy Broady, your host. Yes, and we at In My Shoes are taking a different approach to service in the world. And without further ado, let me introduce you to a new and exciting program in Mississippi. My niece Kesha Campbell is down there and she's administering this program. So without further ado, Mrs. Campbell. First, let me introduce. Mrs. Campbell is my niece, Kesha Campbell. I'm going to start telling my audience about my wonderful relatives. That's right, because we are, Brody's are what counts. Anyway, Mrs. Campbell is in Mississippi, and I heard some wonderful things about a program that you're doing. Your father sent me article, and I just knew that you had to be on In My Shoes. And I'm so glad that you brought some of your students with you, because you're going to share with New York what can be done when like minds actually get creative.
Thank you so much for having us. We're glad to be able to speak about what's going on here in Natchez, Mississippi, where we're at Natchez Early College Academy, where we believe success is within reach. So thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, so tell me everything that you can about your wonderful students. I see they're nice and quiet today, though. I know that's because we weren't like that anyway. Tell me what this whole program is about, and I want to hear from some students of how you're loving it. I know you are, because you're going to come out with degrees. You're going to come out of high school with college, an associate degree, or college credits,
Yes.
Or both.
College credit.
College credits.
College credit.
So
we are at 9 through 12. We eventually will be 9 through 12. We have 9th grade through 11th grade this year at Natchez Early College Academy. We're located on the high school campus. Our current students will graduate with up to 28 college credits. And so I have with me today our NECA ambassadors, and these are students who were selected by their teachers for being the ideal NECA students. And so they can talk to you more frankly about what it is to be a NECA student and to take college courses as early as the 11th grade. Our students complete most of their high school classes between 9th grade and 10th grade. This is our second year only in existence, and we have 145 students total in grades 9 through 11. Our smallest class will be our junior class, and that's 22 students. And then we have incoming 9th graders. We have about 45 students, and our 10th graders, we have the most with those students. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves and talk to you a little bit about the program, and then I'll come back and give you some more information and more details about what we do here. So we'll begin with Mr. Christian Tarver.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
My name is Chris Tarver.
Your name is
and
Chris?
I'm a junior.
You're Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Christian?
Christian.
Yes, ma'am.
And Christian, you're in what grade?
I'm in the 11th grade.
11th grade, okay. And are you taking college courses at this time?
I am taking college courses. I'm taking college psychology, art appreciation, and English Comp 2.
English Comp 2, okay.
Hi, my name is Kamichi Johnson, and I am in the 10th grade. As of now, I take Tree online.
You're taking, excuse me?
The Tree, I take Tree.
Trigonometry, okay. Y'all are kind of shy today. I know y'all are not, this is not natural for you, but just try to be yourself and relax a little, okay?
Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Destiny. I'm a 10th grader. I take sociology, AP World History, physics, and U.S. government online.
Wow.
Who's next?
Good afternoon.
Hi.
My name is Robert Bradford, and I'm currently enrolled in English Comp 2 and Art Appreciation.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Shamona Hawkins. I am currently in general psychology, and I took the music appreciation last semester.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Austin McMillan, and I am currently in Advanced Placement World History, U.S. Government, in Common Core Geography, and Trigonometry.
Okay.
And I'm in the 10th.
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Shantora Robinson. I'm in the 10th grade. And currently I'm enrolled in trigonometry, AP World History, and AP Knowledge.
So the students at NECA take a combination of face-to-face classes with their high school teacher, also online classes, and then they take college courses where we have some instructors come to our campus and some of our students travel to the local college campus. So through a block schedule where they're in class for a total of 90 minutes, they are able to accelerate and complete most of their high school courses in 9th and 10th grade. Some of those courses being advanced placement courses where at the end of the year, they will take a test and receive college credit that way. And then those juniors, some of those classes that they're taking are college courses where some of them are taking up to 3. They will have a total of 6 classes this school year.
Can I ask you,
And that'll be
the college classes that they're taking, because they're taking like trigonometry and somebody said physics and somebody said, is that going, or those like, when I went to college, well, those were olden days, but when I went to school, we had like the core courses that we had to take in order, no matter what your major was. Is that what the program is doing, or are they studying toward what they want to do as well?
Right now, they're taking the core courses. So
Okay.
these are transferable credits for any first year, second year college. So the trigonometry class that they're in, that's a high school requirement. The college course that they will take next will be college algebra.
Okay.
And that's needed in any first year, second year program.
Okay. So how do you decide which courses, or is it set up? The program is set up so that you have to take this course, and this course, or do the students have a choice of when to take what? Or I don't know.
So primarily, there is a course plan that is set based on their high school graduation requirements. And so those courses are mandatory, like they need to have the 4 years of math, one being an upper level math. And so they take the trigonometry, pre-calculus, and then college algebra. The college classes are based on the college courses that are needed in any first year, second year program. So that's pretty much laid out. They have the options of taking which elective they would like to take, such as a fine arts. They might take music appreciation as opposed to art appreciation. If they are a science major and they plan on going into engineering or the medical field, they may choose general biology over principles of biology.
Okay.
So they have choice in depending on their level of college, their goals in college. So if they know that they're only going to do something that's in the liberal arts, then we know which type of math they need to go in.
Excellent. So now that you students have told me what classes you're taking and your names, are you a little more comfortable? So tell me about your experiences. Are you having a ball, or is it really, really hard, or you have a whole lot of support behind you? Come on, don't be so quiet.
Okay, Robert's going to start us off.
Well, the experience is totally different, of course, because we've just been here for 2 years so far, and this is my first year taking the college classes. And I've heard people say college and high school are very different, but I didn't believe them. But now I have an awakening moment, realization. It's not really hard, but you have to be responsible and know how to push yourself and things, and the time management skills, because as well as my college classes, I've been band and law. And sometimes we have practices, things like that, and I knew if I had to do the work. So I just had to prioritize.
Excellent.
So one of the things that we found is that when students go off to college, they struggle sometimes in their first year, oftentimes having to return back to campus. And so as Robert was saying, he heard that college was different, but he didn't really know the difference. We're trying to provide them with that exposure early on and the support that's needed so that they do not have to return back to home feeling unprepared or overwhelmed like it was too much. So maybe someone can talk about the different types of supports that you find here at early college. What helps you?
Everybody's so shy.
Okay.
Well, not only do we have our counselors, but the teachers themselves, they won't carry you through it all. They will help you get to where you need to be, so when you feel prepared to help yourself too. And not only that, you got your peers to help you here too.
Okay, Natchez College is you have to stay on task. You always have to study. It's not just go home, go to sleep, and come back and you can pass the test. It is a rigorous course that you have to pay attention and stay focused. But the teachers, principals, everyone works together and are able to help. But you have to also help yourself. Like I'm a dancer and we have practices sometimes late. So when I get home, I know that I have to study because I have a test the next day. So you have to study hard. You can't just say, well, I'm going to look over for 2 minutes and then I come here and pass the test because that's not how it's going to go.
You know, we've met some challenges because we have a lot of online classes as well, and that was something that was completely different for our students taking classes online. But some of them have managed to really overcome that hurdle and that challenge. And so I'll let them speak to you about your online classes and how you've managed. I think I have a couple of students in here who managed to finish their classes earlier than what was originally planned. So can someone talk to us about online classes?
Okay, again, I'm Destiny and I take 5 online classes. I've managed to complete half of those, but 3 of those classes. The online classes, they are all of the things are open for you, so you can do it at any time. It's not a set time, but it is a set date that it has to be done. My online classes are supposed to be done by this May, and I have finished them before January, which was the last December of 2015.
Wow. So
I also took a numerous amount of online classes. This semester I am enrolled in sociology and as well as economics in the U.S. government. I received those classes on January, and I am currently sitting at 95% in sociology and on 75% in economics and government.
wow.
Mhm.
Can you send some of that enthusiasm about school up here? Because our students don't seem to be. But you're gonna come out with so much more than our students are coming out with, and I wish that there was a similar program in New York, and I haven't really seen anything. I haven't even heard of anything like this in a very long time, and this is new and exciting. And I'm going to send this around to the Department of Education so maybe they can contact y'all, you people, because y'all are doing it, y'all are living it, y'all are living proof that it can be done, and maybe our dropout rate can be lowered, and our college attendance will increase instead of our people going into other facilities that are not necessarily positive. I have to keep that real straight. I don't want to say our kids are going to jail, but I would love for everybody to go to college and not feel like their lives are just not worth anything, or it's so hard that you can't do it. And I don't know why it is that people are so much afraid of college. It's the unknown, and maybe those of us that have completed college should go and share what the experience was, not just the classes, because I met people while I was in college, my freshman year, and they're my best friends still, and I'm in my 60s, and I met them when I was 17. So college is not only about education, but also about making the connections and building your network from the beginning, so that we all helped each other. I mean, when we found out back in 1972, and I know your parents probably weren't even thought of then, that that no matter what, I went to Fordham University, and we found out that no matter if we graduated or if we didn't graduate, the school was still going to get the funding. So what we did was, well, nobody's going to get kicked out, then everybody is going to graduate, and we formed study groups. So that if you were having difficulty with your classes, you didn't have to worry about, oh, I have to pay for a tutor or anything. You just had to come to somebody, an upperclassman, who had taken those classes and could help you. And that's what the college experience is. It's community. Am I right? Or
Absolutely. You are absolutely right, and that's something that the typical high school does not prepare you for. And so you can either go to college and stay isolated and really miss out on that networking, or you learn to go and how to maneuver and to network and even how to talk to your instructors. So that's one of the things that we try to do here at Natchez Early College. And I want to say my juniors are really learning that how to support one another and ensure that everyone in their group is successful. And then in addition, to be able to be more than just a number to your professor. Do you know how to communicate and get your instructor to know who you are and know you by name? And so they're learning how to extend themselves in that way. And it's not something that just comes naturally for a lot of children. And so if we don't prepare them for that here in high school, then they are in for a rude awakening. Can you all talk about some of the networks that you have within NECA that's helping you to really form and support one another? The study groups that you have or places that you've met to help?
Currently, I'm SJ president for the NECA student body. And it's more than just student government, kind of. Our sponsors and all, we are kind of a team, and we work together to get everything done. Not just for my class or the 10th graders or my grade, but something that will benefit all of NECA and everyone that all our friends and families with. It's more of a family. It's more a family in the school and peers, more I would say, because looking out for each other. The 11th grade class was so small, so we just count each other's brothers and sisters kind of. We see the same faces every day, so it is like that. And when we have a quiz or something, we look out for each other. We are already, we just set our standards high, and that's what we shoot for. And do things to get ourselves ready and to blow testing things out for.
Talk about things that you do for your advanced placement classes.
For advanced, okay, this year we're taking advanced placement U.S. history as well. We have 2 tests to take, maybe the AP test and the U.S. history test. It is hard to balance everything out because you have so many important things. As the year progresses, we do outings at places like Peace Lord. Sometimes we'll go to the park, and sometimes looking at my friends out, we get doctors about all the history and things talking about the group. Coming up on the 300th year of Natchez, the tricentennial, we are currently in U.S. history doing a scavenger hunt where we have to take the community leaders out and show them places where they may have not known about in Natchez.
So this is Natchez tricentennial. So some of the students from NECA will be, they will take some of the individuals in the district. So the students at NECA will take some of those individuals around from the community and visitors that are traveling on a pilgrimage around the community to visit different historical sites here. So they've made learning not only in the textbook, but something that's actually real. And they study and participate in those type of things together as a group, as a way for themselves, one, to learn the material and also to share with our community. So you make a valid point about building networks within high school and learning how to take that skill to college in order to be successful. I know my first year, I struggled, and I was at a large high school, so they prepare you academically, but not necessarily for the social involvement and the needed skills to maneuver through college as well.
Yeah, because I think that I was lucky because I was in the college-bound program at Wingate. So if you were in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, you didn't change. Whoever was in the 10th grade with you went to the 11th grade with you, went to the 12th grade with you. So we were already bonded already. But most of the students that I went to high school with didn't go to Fordham. So it was just but my boyfriend didn't. No, my boyfriend did go to Fordham, but he went to the Rose Hill campus, and I went to the Lincoln Center campus. So that made my mother not so nervous. But the freshman class, when you have freshman orientation, do you still have freshman orientation where you meet with the students that are coming in with you? Your program has that as well. And you meet,
Yes.
we met on a weekly basis for the first 6 weeks at freshman year, just so that they didn't want us to get lost in the system, because there's thousands of students and we went into a school, we came from schools that weren't that large. So are they still
Right.
doing that, or?
This year will be the first year that we do what is called a summer bridge. Last year, our freshmen attended summer school and they came onto campus, but that wasn't sufficient enough in getting them acclimated to the whole college culture. So this year, we're doing a summer bridge program, which will last about a week for the ninth graders, 3 days for our upperclassmen. And during this time, they'll have an opportunity to meet the upperclassmen, learn about the program, the rig up, practice in our classes. And before the summer bridge program, before we leave school in May, we'll do a transition day where we will actually take the entire campus to the college campus and tour them through our new locations. Because we are about to transition from a Natchez Early College Academy to a full Natchez Early College High School. And that means we will actually be located on the college campus of Alcorn State University. And our juniors and seniors will be taking classes at Papaya Lincoln Community College.
Excellent.
So we're very happy about that.
Excellent.
And so part of that transition will be taking them over there to see the facilities, the libraries, the counselors, and all of the resources that they will have access to.
Excellent, excellent. Because I just went and sat in the corner and tried to hide freshman orientation and said, if I don't say anything, nobody will notice me. And I did, and I did that for weeks. I know you can't imagine me being shy, but at the time I was shy, and the freshman people actually made me not be shy anymore. They said, so who do you think you are sitting back there and not saying anything to anybody? And I said, well, I'm just trying to learn what this is all about. And they convinced me that I should be freshman senator, and so I ran, and they didn't help me with my campaign. I had to come up with my own. And since I was going to a Catholic college, my campaign slogan was "Put a sister in the Senate," because I wanted to confuse everybody. So I could have been a nun or I could have been a black girl. And I did become freshman senator, and that kind of helped me with my I don't want to hide in the corner anymore, because you can't be a senator and be quiet. So
That's right.
this is incredible. Your program is so uplifting, and I wish we could duplicate it all over the country. I'm telling you, I'm going to send this every place. I'm going to send you a copy of this, but I'm going to send this every place.
We're very happy to start this down here. We are the first in this area of Natchez to have early college, so it's a new and wonderful experience. I do know that New York, they do have a few through Hunter College. I know there's one at Erasmus High School. They changed one of their schools to an early college. So it is a concept that is growing. There are plenty in North Carolina, a few in Tennessee, a few in Texas. And so we actually partner with Breakthrough Learning out of North Carolina. They're going to provide a lot of technical support for us. We visited and toured a lot of their campuses, and they're going to come and make sure that the staff that we have here, that they're equipped to make sure that our students get the very best out of this program. So we're so happy. This is such an affordable and wonderful opportunity for the students in this part of Mississippi. About 2 years of their college tuition paid for. I have like student debt that I'm still paying for. So I'm glad to be able to take advantage of this. Right now, these students will only be able to get about 28 college credits, but the end goal is for the incoming ninth graders to be able to get an associate's degree should they choose before they leave.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to also send you a copy of Your Winning Edge, which is the New York State, the Labor Department's booklet that they use to help choose what your career is going to be, so that when you do finish your training, whatever it is, you come out with a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Because I noticed that a lot of students, once they have, if plan A doesn't work out, then it's, oh, back to the drawing board, I got to start all over again, and that kind of makes you not happy. But if you have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C already on paper, then it's going to be an easy segue. My clients found that that was easier than back to the drawing board every time, back to the drawing board every time. So I will send that to you.
Thank you. It's called the Winning Edge.
It's called Your Winning Edge. It's from the Labor Department. I helped to write the cover letter for when you send out for jobs, because I found out as an employment counselor that employers weren't reading people's resumes. So we wanted to figure, they would only take 10 seconds. If you're looking at my resume for 10 seconds, what have you seen? So what we did was in the cover letter, we put, oh, I want to apply for this, and I'm amazed at how similar you're looking for this, and then you take from your resume, and I have this. And you're looking for this, and I have this. So it's in the cover letter, so you can highlight what you want to highlight before they even get to the resume. And we found that was really, really helpful, at least getting, not everybody got the job, but at least they got an interview, which is what?
That's wonderful. That'll work well with, my counselor works with ICAPS, and ICAPS is a program that's going to help them develop those plan A, plan B, and Plan C, those backup plans. And in addition, we're partnering with Alcorn State University, their extensions program. They have a program called Work Keys. And Work Keys is another assessment that's beginning to become a nationwide assessment, where employers will get to see what level of skills that you have, not only your professional skills and educational skills, but your soft skills, your interpersonal skills. How do you work well with people, with others? And through that, there are different levels that go from, I believe it's silver up to platinum. And so that Work Keys will kind of help identify where our students will fit in best and who they will work well with and what companies. So in addition to their associate degrees, the credit, and additionally, I didn't mention, our students are required to do 25 hours of community service each year. So by the time they graduate, they have 100 hours of community service. I know that will be a lot, wouldn't it? So we're hoping that they can build a nice, well-rounded resume, something that they can present and really blow out employers or prospective colleges that they want to go to. Do you mind listening to some of their career goals and ambitions?
No, we're here for you.
Okay. Tell them some of your goals and plans. Start with Shinko.
After I graduate high school, I plan to go to University of Southern Mississippi. And while I'm in college, I wanted to get into the medical field so that I can become a pediatrician.
Christian?
After high school, I plan on going into computer science and go on to be a software developer. But I'm not sure where I'm going to college yet. I'm still looking at that.
Okay. And you're a junior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have a minute.
I'm unsure I want to go to college yet, but I do know I want to be a psychologist.
Okay.
I would like to go to Albany State in Georgia or either Southern, and I would like to become a defense lawyer.
I would like to attend either Louisiana Tech or Mississippi State University as a mechanical engineer and laws working for the Air Force or NASA.
All right.
I would like to go to Southern Miss and study for marine biology or photography.
I want to go to Delta State to be a choreographer, but I don't know because my decision may have changed because right now I'm in the modeling and acting industry in Baton Rouge. It's called Barbergon. So I do They teach me about the basics of modeling and acting, so I might want to change my decision, but I don't know.
And you have that right to change your mind. That's the good thing about being a young person is you are supposed to be able to change, check it out, and change. Because when I said when I grow up I'm going to be a teacher, and that's not what I did. I got a chance to do it, and I got a chance to do it at the level that I wanted to do it at. I got to teach at Fordham University and found that, oh, well, that's not really what I wanted to do. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. But when you're young, you have a chance to change your mind. But and don't be afraid to at least try, because everybody told me, you're not going to do that, and I said, I think I need to try it anyway. And if it doesn't work out, what nothing beats a failure but a try. So then I can say, well, I like teaching, but I didn't like grading. So if you don't like grading people or failing people because they didn't show up to your class, then you cannot be a teacher in any capacity. So I do seminars now, and I don't have to grade anybody. You can listen or not and keep on walking. As long as you pay me. No, it's okay. I don't get paid for anything. Okay.
That's a career in itself, the seminars, motivational speaking. And so one of the things we do here, because students have the luxury of being able to change their mind, we're trying to offer more career awareness. So last month we had our first career awareness program where we had 8 different professionals come and speak to them about their careers and their professions to give them that exposure and open up their eyes to something that they may want to do. So the goal is to do that at least 4 times a year with 8 different professions. So they'll have that opportunity to kind of taste and see, listen and see, pick and choose, and find out what it is that they're really interested in.
Exactly. Because I know that when we took the civil service test, they had nothing to do with the job. So meeting the professional is going to be much more helpful than even reading a book about it, because they know the ins and outs of what's really going on at the workplace, which is a lot different than sometimes you think it should be.
Right. So, one reason why people are afraid to change in college is because they invest so much money into this particular career, this particular degree, that they don't really get the opportunity to explore as they want to. So we're hoping that this opportunity here at Natchez Early College gives them an opportunity to explore more at our expense.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm so glad that you guys are taking advantage of it. You have little sisters and brothers that you're encouraging to follow you in your footsteps.
Amen.
I don't think I have anyone in here with a sibling who just applied, no. But I do, we are in the application process now, so I have a lot of 8th graders who have siblings here at Natchez Early College, and actually quite a few friends who have who said they were referred by Robert and Shimona, and so that's why they want to come to Natchez Early College. So you do have people following you, whether you realize it or not. So they're applying now to come for next year based on their conversations.
Y'all are in leadership positions now. Okay, so enjoy it. Enjoy it. Anything else? Talk to me. This is your time.
Thanks for the opportunity.
You're quite welcome. Thank you so much for gracing my studio, even though you're in Mississippi. That's right, they're in Mississippi.
Natchez, Mississippi. Again, thank you so much. We are up and coming school. As I said, this is only our 2nd year. We do have a lot of online classes, and we're in the process of moving. So I am going to put this request out there. If anyone is interested, we are trying to go 1-to-1 with our computers on next year. We're looking at Chromebooks. So if there's anyone who would like to invest in these young minds and help them on their college career path, we certainly would appreciate that as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Students, because I don't remember everybody's name because I'm TBI. But I want to thank you, and I will be in touch. I will send you DVD, and we will put it on YouTube as well. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. In my shoes, we really are taking a different approach to servicing the world. And I want to say thank you again for choosing In My Shoes. See what they're doing in Mississippi? Why can't they do that in New York? I'm afraid. Well, she said that they were doing it in a couple of places in New York, but my mind is telling me that they're not doing it as well as they're doing it in Mississippi. So we're going to see if we can put the two entities together like she's hooked up with North Carolina, and maybe our kids can stop going to the penitentiary and go to college. So, again, thank you for choosing In My Shoes. I'm Hilda Kathy Brody, your host. See you next week. My topic today is a different approach. There are several different entities in a different approach. We are part of the Triboro United States Bowling Congress's Youth Bowling Association. But the Different Approach program is an intergenerational educational facilitation and bowling clinic. Okay, in case you didn't know, bowling is the most popular sport in the world. Even though people say that soccer is, bowling really is. Everybody bowls. It offers more scholarships than all the other sports put together. And fortunately, in the Bronx, you have the headquarters of Triboro USBC here, so that the children can become involved at a very early age, as early as 5 years old, and goes up to the age of 21, and they can start winning scholarships at the age of 5. And I've had some of my children in my program win scholarships at the age of 5. So it's something that you should consider. Bowling centers are one of the safest places for our youth to be. We're afraid of the things that have been happening to our kids that are hanging out on the streets because there's no after school programs really. There's no youth programs that are viable. And bowling centers are full of people who work, who can expose our kids to the positive things that are going on in our city. Now, let's talk about the A Different Approach program. A Different Approach has been in existence since September of 1991. A Different Approach was named, the ADA was passed July 26, 1990, and went into effect on July 26, 1991. So it wasn't by chance that I chose the name A Different Approach, because I knew that those letters, ADA, had meaning to a lot of people. Now, the A Different Approach program, we do not discriminate against anybody. It's an all-inclusive program. So we have had architects, teachers, accountants, sanitation people, police personnel, corrections personnel. I'm a voc rehab counselor. We've had voc rehab counselors. We've had secretaries. And so that it's people having fun from all walks of life. In 1999, I merged the adult program with the youth program because people were always talking about what the kids should be doing, and we have to have programs for the kids, and the kid, okay, this is true. But most of the programs that are out there for our youth segregate the youth from the adults. The Different Approach program captures the senior citizens. Like our oldest bowler at this point is 79. But we've had up to 80, 81. Unfortunately, they passed on and we missed them dearly. But and then we've had youth as young as 3.5. Okay, because if they were a mature 3.5 and they have the passion to bowl, we're not going to turn them away because they're too young. We just work with them. Remember, a Different Approach has the largest number of certified USBC Olympic coaches in one program in the world. That's right, not in the country, in the world. So we are dedicated to making this sport viable for all of our inner city youth. And we work hard at it. We work hard at it. And my coaches are, presently, most of the coaches are people who I coached when they were little kids, like 4, 5, 6, 7, and now they're men, they're adults, and they're giving back. So they're paying it forward, and they're wonderful models. Okay, I omitted to express the positive outcomes of people who bowl from childhood. I've been coaching bowling since 1988, and in that time, I've only had one child drop out of high school. And it was in his senior year, March of his senior year. And no matter what we said, he felt the commitment because he had gotten his girlfriend pregnant. And he felt the commitment. He had to go to work to support his child that was coming. And no matter what we said about, oh, you're going to end up working in fast food and you're going to need more money than what you're going to make there. So you're better off staying the 3 months and graduating from high school and opening up more avenues for you with, well, be that as it may. He did not listen to us, and he's our only high school dropout. And we've only had one youth get arrested, and we reined him in and made sure he took himself to college and not to jail, because we believe that our youth should be paying tuition and not bail. That's just a commitment that we've made. We owe it to our kids to make sure they can see that they have choices, and those choices had better be positive. Their parents or even relatives, because some of them are not with their parents, care enough to entrust them to us. Now, the other thing about bowling is people need to feel that their children are safe. Bowling now requires all coaches to be registered volunteers, which means we have all had background checks. So they know that we're not criminals, we're not crooks, we're not pedophiles, we're not going to hurt your children. But even before this was a requirement, if anybody ever came into any of the bowling centers where A Different Approach had been, because we started out in Gun Post and we moved over to Playdrome, and then we went to Fiesta, and we're now located at Van Ness Lanes on Bronxdale Avenue. You knew that if you dropped your child off, no, I was not going to leave until you picked your child up. And no one was going to harm your child. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a funny story. We had a kid, and we had him since he was like 6. You know, and his mother always dropped him off, and we never asked, where's his dad or anything. His mom dropped him off. And then one Saturday, this man came in and started talking to this kid. And I had a mother coach and just a parent and another coach and myself all converged on him. Who are you? Why are you near our kid? And you need to move away. And he was like, oh, wait, I'm his dad. And I'm, okay, well, you need to come to see an adult before you approach a child. We don't know you. And he subsequently went home and told his wife, we don't have to worry about him. Those women had murder in their eyes. And it wasn't that we had murder in our eyes. It was that he was not going to go anywhere with that child until we found out who he was. So that was before registered volunteers, because we're a nurturing organization. Okay, now Triboro, we try to I'm the president of Triboro as well. When bowling merged as it used to be separate entities. It used to be ABC, the American Bowling Congress, and WIBC, the Women's International Bowling Congress, and YABA, the Youth Bowlers Alliance. Bowling is going to be an Olympic sport, but in order for it to be an Olympic sport, it had to be one united organization with a governing body. So in 2006, a lot of the separate entities merged into one. But what happened with the Triboro is we went around the state to all the meetings, the merger meetings, and we asked, okay, if the YABA merges with the Adult Bowling Association, what's in it for the kids? And we went to Cortland, we went to Binghamton, we went to Syracuse, we went out in Long Island, we were in Brooklyn, and nobody could tell us what was in it for the kids. And we had dedicated quite a few years to the children. So we just want to know what our children going to get, what are the youth going to get, and since they couldn't tell us, you know what? We're going to start our own, and then we know what the kids are going to get. We're going to make sure that the kids get the most out of this sport, because bowling is a sport. It's a fun sport, and a whole lot of people do it, but it is a sport. So that's how the Triboro came into existence, and it's been kind of troublesome because a lot of the bowling centers in New York City have closed down. Okay, so we don't have Playdrome anymore. We don't have Fiesta anymore. Manhattan is dead end. There's hardly anything. Chelsea Piers, Brooklyn, they're closing down. Queens, they're closing down quite a few. So we don't have a lot of venues. We're looking toward trying to establish a bowling academy, the Different Approach Bowling Academy in the Bronx. But we have to get some funding for that, and we're going to work on that. But our success rate is 99.99999%, and that should be something to get people to at least want to participate and be a part of something that is so positive. Because not only are our children graduating from high school, they're either going on to college or going to vocational training or going to work. Okay, so they're paying FICA, not bail, which doesn't hurt us any, because we need people to pay into the Social Security system so that we, who are getting older, can have some checks coming in when we get old enough to collect the checks. In My Shoes came about because we didn't have a venue to really discuss what's going on with a lot of the circumstances that are in the city. And bowling is my passion, and I haven't been able to bowl myself for a few years because of some medical issues, but I have 2 new hips now, and I anticipate that September I'm going to be bowling again. And we're going to hope that a whole lot of people come to join us and work in this positive aspect of life in the Bronx. Who would have thought that in the Bronx there's so many positive people who are dedicating their time, their energy. Okay, think about it. Certified Olympic coaches coaching your children at no cost to you except to pay for the lineage and to pay for the other expenses that go into bowling. Think about that. Okay, think about it. It's reasonable. Then, okay, I had a woman who smoked. And I said, well, I know that you're spending a lot of money on cigarettes. So maybe you should smoke less and pay for your child to gain access to all of these opportunities. Because Triboro offers 7 scholarships, 7 tournaments throughout the year and a major scholarship tournament at the end of each season. They can compete. They can compete in the New York City Bowling Association scholarship tournaments also, because we've been invited to participate as well. So they have adult child tournaments, and it's also bowling also besides the scholarships and camaraderie that builds with bowling. It, it's a family outing. I don't know how many of you have gone to bowling centers and just see how happy people are in the bowling center. You got the diehards who only are there to win, 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 win. But I don't think anybody goes anywhere and wants to lose. But the bowlers are not sore losers. Okay, so next time I'm going to get you. It's also good for anger management. If you're angry, when I was working, I used to go lunchtime. They would make me so angry at the job, and you really can't scream and holler on the job if you want to maintain employment. So I always had my bowling equipment with me, and I'd go to the bowling center and throw a couple of games. And I'd put the faces of the people that really made me angry on the pins, and then I'd knock the pins down. So it's good for anger management. If you have some kids that need a whole lot of energy, they need to work it off in a safe environment, and they can actually throw something and not be punished because they did it and knock down something and be rewarded for it, it's fine. Van Ness Lanes is very special to me because it's not an electronic house. So you have to do pen and paper, you have to keep your own score, and this kind of helps the kids with their math. So we're not trying to be sneaky, but we're letting them learn the math, but it's part of the game. So it's not math, just math, it's a system. Okay, so we're trying to infuse education into all aspects of what we do, but in a fun way that's not forcing them to not like it because it's hard. Van Ness also has wooden lanes. So if you can bowl on wooden lanes, the synthetic lanes that are out there are less difficult. So the experiences that they're having at Van Ness in the Bronx, that enhances their skills when they go to White Plains or when they go to Long Island or when they go to Brooklyn. And it's kind of helpful for our kids to travel around, and we travel around and visit different cities and know that you have something in common with somebody in that city. And that's what a different approach and Triboro bowling programs are about. And we're hoping that we have lots and lots of people, young and old, a different approach. We have, as I said, our youngest is 4 now, and our oldest is 79. So everybody in the middle. Oh, I didn't say this about the senior citizens. Senior citizens are in dire straits right now. Our seniors are. They have this new venue for senior citizens up in Yonkers where they go to gamble. And a lot of our seniors, not everybody, but quite a few of our seniors are losing their life savings. Okay, gambling has become very difficult for our seniors. Atlantic City, they didn't go as frequently because of the distance. Mohegan Sun or Foxwood. Okay, but this place in Yonkers is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, and they're going up there and they're flushing their money in the toilet. Now, I'm not a gambler, and I'm not saying that gambling is not fun, but when it jeopardizes somebody's well-being, we have some difficulty with that prospect. So our seniors are in the bowling center. Our seniors are sharing their wisdom with our youth. Our seniors are helping to knock down the barriers that have been between the very young and our senior citizens. because you think of Miss Jones and Miss Smith and Miss Susie and Miss. That's fine, but now you get to know the ins and outs of Miss Susie, and Miss Susie gets to impart the wisdom that she's acquired over the decades that she's been on Earth to our youth, and it's not saving everybody, but it's empowering them. It's giving them a jump start on recognizing and respecting. If we can get the kids to respect them, we don't have to worry about them knocking a senior citizen in their head, because they're gonna know that I was close with so many of them, and they're really people, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm protecting them. We have to find ways to stop the violence in our city. This is our city, and this is one way that I found works.
Yeah, M-Wham got a message for you. Check it out. I've been less offended by the boxers or the sagging pants in our community. I got a song for you. Check it out. Here we go. Come on.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
It's the new style.
Come on, collect, talk to me.
Say, Mr. Harris, sagging jeans is an epidemic.
That's right.
One that I've never been a fan of. And I can't stand how these young men, they sagging, they dragging. Come on, pull your pants up. And I know us girls, we in the wrong for not putting these fellas on.
You got the power.
But I'm offended by boxers, and I think that we all should be. You feel me?
Help me.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Why?
It's the new style. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. It'll make your mama proud.
Here we go.
We living in a world affected by an epidemic. Sagging jeans and sweatpants is how I'm living. Need to set the example to make the future right. So hear our message when we hit you with the chant. Right?
Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up,
It's kinda catchy.
pull your pants up, pull your pants up. It's the new style. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up, pull your pants up. It'll make your mama proud.
I know you heard your belt say. You know your belt was talking to you this morning.